Greetings, soul family. Hope everyone's good. I'm sitting here waiting for my salad. And, I literally was just thinking something so random. And I felt like, you know what? Let me just do a video real quick. Welcome to my Spiritual Awakening channel. I'm Gabby. I talk to you about all different kinds of things. And if you check out some of my videos, you will soon see that I do a lot. At any rate, I love astrology. I love the zodiac. And I started realizing, like, you know what? I really need to get heavier into my birth chart, my numerology profile, and my, just zodiac makeup as a whole, okay? If you really look at it, imagine life as a game. I love this analogy. You will hear me talk about it many times. The game of life. Astrology, numerology, different forms of divination, and ways to get in tune with yourself are all cheat codes in the game of life, right? Think about it. Let's use an example of a person starting out in a new relationship, okay? If you have nothing to go off besides what this person says to you, besides how they present to you, and in relationships, people put their, best face on, they present themselves to be something, and usually maybe 6 months into it, sometimes earlier nowadays, you find out this is not who you are. You fronting, okay? Now, the cheat code will come in. Get to know this person, ask them their birth date. God willing, they might even know the time of birth, which will make it even more of a fine-tuned cheat code. Do that person's birth chart, find out all the signs. What you want to know is, what is their, okay, the sun sign is one thing. The sun sign is going to tell you their presentation. It's going to tell you who they present to the world. Okay, who is the person that they want the world to see them as? That is going to be their sun sign, okay? Not that deep. You want to know their moon sign, because their moon sign is going to give them their personality behind closed doors. This is who they're going to be when they're alone with you, when they're spending private alone time with you. This is the person that you're going to be experiencing, okay? You also want to know their Venus sign, because their Venus sign is going to depict how they're going to emotionally connect to you, how they're going to share their love with you, what they think is beauty, how they behold beauty, okay? The Venus sign is going to tell you how, they feel in the emotional self and what they need to be satisfied and what they will show someone else emotionally, all right? So these are key things. These are cheat codes that if you have prior knowledge, you're going to know how to address this person, what to expect from this person. And you can kind of see ahead of time, is that going to mesh well with me? You can kind of do your own compatibility chart. Compare your chart to his chart, or her chart, whatever. Compare the charts, compare the compatibility. This is a cheat code that you can utilize to streamline your relationship, to start to weed out some of the bullshit, okay? In terms of, I even like to do this in terms of career. If you're working with coworkers, you have superiors, you have bosses, right? You want to know, even if you don't get too deep, you want to know at least the sun sign of the people that you work with. Because at work, you're not really displaying emotion. So you really don't really need to know too much of the moon sign. Even though, yes, you do get emotionally, attached to certain coworkers and they become friends. Because, that's happened with me as well. But in the very beginning stages, when you're working with coworkers, it's beneficial. It's a cheat code to know their sun signs. Okay? So you know how they're going to present to you in a professional atmosphere. So then you can kind of see, why am I constantly clashing with this coworker? Why me and her can't get on the same page? Or, why does my boss, seem so emotional? Why is he so irrational? Why is he overreacting over things that's not that serious? You see what I'm saying? So comparing the sun signs in a professional atmosphere is a cheat code as well, okay? Another way that you can utilize a cheat code, okay? Let's just say you're friends with a group of people. In social settings, you might want to know your circle. You might want to know the inner workings of the people you socialize with. These might not be your best friends, okay? These are like casual co-workers that go out for drinks. Or this might be people you went to school with that you occasionally hook up and hang out with, However your social atmosphere is, if you are in a atmosphere with these people on a regular enough basis, it might be beneficial to you to know a little bit more about their personality traits, okay? Maybe, in a fun kind of way, you might want to utilize numerology and, add up everybody's birth date and get everybody's specific life path number. So you can kind of know, okay, these people that I'm hanging out with, they have these strong suits, they have these qualities, put it all together, ask them their sun signs, do a little bit of compiling all these things together to get an overview of each person. And then you kind of figure out what everybody adds to the group, what everybody socially can bring to the table. You see what I'm saying? So all these things are, it's fun to do. Use it as a cheat code. And start to, first, get to know you first. Do it on yourself first. Do your own birth chart, your own numerology chart. Get to know where the placements are of all the signs. You're not just a sun sign. You're not just a moon sign. You have a rising sign. Your rising sign is where the planets were at the time of your birth. Okay? At the time of your conception, when you were conceived, that rising sign, okay, is highly important because it dictates the placement of all the other signs in the chart. So right now you're dealing with, all the different placements, all the different planets. So you have a sign in each planet as well. So pay attention to these things. You might want to know where your placement is in terms of Saturn. Saturn is a heavy disciplinary planet. When it comes down to you learning lessons, and it comes down to you actually experiencing hardships and traumas and repeating the same mistakes over and over, you might need to look deeper into your Saturn placement. What sign do you have in Saturn? That's going to guide you to where your hard lessons are going to be learned at. And, for a lot of people, they don't understand why they struggle in certain areas. Well, you might need to look at your Saturn to see exactly why you're having these struggles and what angle you need to approach it from. So, at any rate, use your astrology and your numerology and all your different forms of divination. Utilize your tarot cards. Tarot can give you some immediate answers that you might be struggling with. And that's also a cheat code. Divination, to me, is cheat codes in the game of life. So use them wisely, use them often. Be aware of yourself. To know thyself is to know God, because we're all walking around mighty, miraculous pieces of God that we are. Okay? So utilize what's available to us. God didn't put us here to not know ourselves. Okay? So use what you have in love and light. Thank you all very much.